Good morning. Happy Monday. It's Veterans Day, and to all who have served and are serving, thank you very much for your service. I served for 12 and a half years in the Marine Corps, active and reserve. And one of the best things about this election, and I don't care who is the president and all that, I don't care about any of that. But the fact is that uh, JD Vance is a Marine veteran. And if you know, you know, because the best part about this is that now generals have to salute a corporal. It's awesome. It's just one of the greatest things since sliced bread. It's cool. If you're in the know and you know, it's kind of a chuckle, right? Because now the Commandant of the Marine Corps, Joint Chief of Staff, all have to salute Corporal JD Vance. And I think that's fantastic. Politics aside. So here's something I want to share with you. Here you go. He was like an admin guy. I don't know exactly what he did, but he spent 4 years a combat correspondent. He was Joker from Full Metal Jacket, combat correspondent. Means he took pictures and wrote for Stars and Stripes or whatever. Good for him. You know, I think it's fantastic that this guy grew up, became a Marine, then became a lawyer at Harvard or something, and became a senator. Local boy makes good, right? Good for him. And I salute you, sir, says the staff sergeant. All right, there you go. No regrets. Regrets. We're talking about this right here, where there's 5 common regrets as when you're in real estate. And the number one is we didn't buy the house beside us or behind us or both. And, you know, it's great because then you can create like a little compound if it ever happens. And I sold the house behind us, and I don't regret not buying it. I don't, because that house was, that was a tough one. But imagine having a compound where your family can live and grow up and, you know, go back and forth. It's something that you get to enjoy. And then I would have had a pool that I would have been able to enjoy, but I also would have had to pay for it. So I don't know. I don't think that would have been a regret for me. We began our search for a seasonal home, then got distracted and nothing happened. I see this happening all the time. It's one of the frustrations as a real estate agent, is working with buyers, and then they kind of get aloof because they get frustrated. They get turned down 15 times because they're not willing to match what the market's paying. And then they get off on something else where, you know, they have kids and life and work and travel and all that other stuff. I understand that. It doesn't matter when you decide to buy a house, but go full frontal and just make it happen. Make it a full frontal attack and just go and just get it done, because in 10 years, it won't really matter what the pangs are today. And I have empathy because I see people get frustrated all the time. I have a listing in Willow, Glen right now, and I have tons of people wanting to write offers on it. I already have 3 offers on it, right, within like 2 days. And it's a lot, basically. It's a house. So 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 100-year-old shack that just needs to be torn down, and they need to put a shack on it, a house on it. So that's really the guy. And the price has already gone crazy. But the pain is, well, who do you offer it to? Who do you let buy it? Well, the bottom line is the highest price and the best terms. I don't care who buys it. I'm not going to buy it. I have a fiduciary duty to my seller, so my job is to make sure I get the most money for them and their family. And that's how that works. So don't get sidetracked. If you're deciding to buy it, you're putting a lot of people into motion. And if you get distracted, then that kind of slows down the process, and then you'll wind up paying more eventually. We compromised on permanent physical real estate characteristics to buy a property for its trendy cosmetic features. I always say, don't buy a flipped house. Number one, the workmanship there isn't guaranteed. It's pretty much second rate. I've done a few videos in my channel. You'll see it. Don't buy flipped houses. It's kind of the same thing, right? It's like, oh, this is cool because it's the coolest gray now, and everything has stainless steel. Here's the thing. If you're going to buy a house as is, know that you're going to spend some good money on decent appliances. Don't buy the cheap GE stuff. Buy some KitchenAid. Buy something that's higher end. Spend some money into it. When you sell a house, the sellers are going to put the cheapest stainless steel stuff in there, and it'll make it look good. It'll be good for a couple, 3 years, and then you have to replace it or repair it. I've had pains, nothing but pains with my GE appliances. I've spent $1,200 having 3 of them, my appliances fixed. And I actually just replaced, a couple months ago, I just replaced my microwave, and I did not buy a GE because I'm done buying cheap, crappy appliances. So careful on what you're buying. Sometimes it's better to buy an as-is house, a house that has maintenance issues, etc. But if you buy something that's brand or that's been turnkeyed, understand that you have to look a little bit deeper into the construction, into the quality workmanship that's been done. We got swept away in a bidding contest and paid more than we intended. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's the intention, right? That's the kind of market that we're in, especially in the Silicon Valley. We sell houses, and when you hire me to sell your house, my job is to get you the most money for it. Period. I have people call me, hey, will you represent me? Will you represent me? I don't like doing it, but I tell you, I tell them, look, I'm not going to get you the best deal. I'm going to get you the deal. So whatever the top offer is, I'll write the offer on top of that. That way I'm satisfying my client, making sure that they get the most money. And yeah, you get the insider knowledge. Is that legal? Yes, it's absolutely legal. And that's just the way it is. However, understand that there's not a ton of properties here for sale, not a ton of stuff that people want to buy. A lot of people have backed off to wait for the supply to increase. They're keeping an eye on what's out there and what your house is looking like if you put it on market. But if it's not perfect or it's not in whatever, it's not going to sell. If it's in good shape and it's priced right, yeah, you're going to get a ton of offers and you're going to sell it quick. On the flip side, the buyer, that's just the game that you have to play. There's other strategies that we use. Like, let's go look at the other houses that aren't 7 days on market. Let's go look at houses that are 30, 40, 50 days on market. They're not going to be in the best shape. They're going to be overpriced. But those are better options, and then you don't have to play the bidding game. So that's a huge regret a lot of people have. But at the end of the day, if you pay $5,000 over or $500,000 over, that's now the comp. That's the normalized value of that property. So everybody else is happy because when they go to sell it, that house will sell for that price. We waited for the prices to drop back to normal, when in our ever-changing world, that normal is now history. That's exactly right. I just said it. If you pay $500,000 over for that house in that neighborhood, now that's the normal comp. It's hard. It's hard. I've been telling people that, look, the market could collapse today. It could collapse tomorrow. It could collapse in 6 months. But what does that mean? How much are you really going to save? Doesn't really matter. You can't be short-sighted when you're buying real estate, especially in the Bay Area. You have to be long-sighted. You have to be like 10, 15 years down the road. What's my house going to be valued at? And the idea is, roughly 8% increase every year. So in 8 to 10 years, you're going to make that money, if not more. They say it doubles, but I don't say that. Sellers can have selling regrets, right? You get swept up in a hot market without much thought about where they're going to live next. That's always my first question. It's like, great, you're moving. Where are you going to go? What is your plan? And they might be moving out of the area. A lot of my clients move out of the area. A lot of my clients are probate and trust properties that I sell off because they got their property from their parent. Their parent passed away, and I would take care of it, and we sell them off. That's totally normal. But when you're moving from one place to the next, are you really smartly going to go and take that money and overbid over there, wherever you're going? probably. And a lot of people in Texas and Oregon and all that, all the other places get kind of frustrated from you because you're willing to overpay, but that hurts everybody else on the local market. And they don't have Proposition 13 in place, which means that if your property goes up $500,000, that means their taxes go up $500,000 in value. Regrets at turning down an okay offer. When I look at my dashboard of what we're looking at for homes, I want to make sure we understand every aspect of that offer. So I plug in what's important so that what a shortfall could be, like it might be an all cash offer, but down below it says we have the right to convert it to a loan. Well, great. What does that mean? That means they might promise 10 days to close, but if they convert it to a loan, it might be a 20 or 25-day loan or close of escrow. So things like that you have to be aware of. Regrets are a waste of money. Here's the thing. It's better to just jump into the market and get into it and buy, especially if you're a first-time buyer. If you win a bid, close it. Close it, because you can repair things, you can fix things. No house is perfect anyway, right? Get there, get your house bought and sold, or get your house and start moving up. Cupertino House of the Week. This is Glencoe Drive, not my listing. It's brand spanking new, 2024. 6 bedrooms, 6 full baths, 4,500 square feet on almost 10,000 square foot lot. There you go. Let me see if I can get this here. Yeah, I'll share this with you right here. This is in Willow, Glen. This house right here, that's what it looks like. It's a 100-year-old house, right? It is a dump. It's old, it's rickety, and the value is in the land, right? This is a one bedroom, or this is a 2-car garage, but it's a 1 bedroom, 1 bath house, 600 square feet. I think, I don't remember, 642 square feet, but the value is the lot, because if you look, go back to the first picture. The reason why I took this first picture and put it there is because that's what you're buying. You're not buying the house. If you look here, this was actually one lot, and they subdivided it and they put the utilities here. So there's no utilities. There might be electricity, etc., but it's still an extra cost. But they're going to tear that down and put a little McMansion on it, just like this. Little McMansion on a 10,000 square foot lot. So, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just beautiful that people are doing this. I have tons of developers that are calling in and saying, hey, I want this property. I'm like, yeah, okay. Some are saying I'm only willing to pay like $50,000 less than the value of the list price, but I have offers way over that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. What is this? Oh, Willow Glen House of the Week. Oh, yeah, there you go. This one's a nice little 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,200 square feet, built in 1941, listed at $1,785,000, 1.8. I got news for you. My highest offer is already over that. This one was listed 19 days ago. So they're trying to sell it as a livable property, whereas I'm listing mine. See, they fixed it up. And there's nothing wrong. This is a beautiful house, right? But look, there's what? Oh, yeah. Dude, put the floor plans together. That's ridiculous. Downtown Willow Glen. That's why I picked it, is because it's really close to Willow Glen. But you have 2 bedrooms here. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Upstairs is, and this is the ADU right here. I don't know exactly what they're doing. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, this one's right here. It's walking distance to Lincoln Ave, which is the main street of Willow Glen. And this is the luxury home of the week. Beautiful house. This thing's gorgeous. I wish it was my listing. 7 bedrooms, 8.5 baths, 11,000 square feet, built in 2017. Let's take a look. Gorgeous. Look at that glass staircase. That's gorgeous. Yikes, that's a little red room. Those lights are a little off. That's a nice big double sized wolf stove. Well, it's a gorgeous house. And it's only $28 million. This episode is brought to you by the Home Inspection Checklist. If you're thinking about selling a house, get all your repairs done before. Download this checklist. It'll help you walk through and create that honey-do list. Enough said. All right. And then the last thing to look at are the 12 Bay Area County sales report. Again, we're at 7,200, which is the most sales in the 12 Bay Area counties, which is, we had 181 closes last week. The average price is $2.3 million, which is second to San Mateo. And our sales volume is $16.6 billion year to date. Nothing crazy going on over here. We had 140 new listings last week, including my listing. And then Napa is still 66 days on market, and San Benito County is 46 days on the average. And look at such a low volume. Guys, San Benito is going to be the next Morgan Hill because they're building their highway into Hollister, and they're developing around it. And it's not 25, it's the one south of there. And they're doing a great job fixing that up. In the next year, you're going to be able to get to Hollister in half the time. I'm excited for them. And prices will increase over there. I mean, look at the average price there is $860 right now. I have a listing coming up right at $1 million, 1.1 and change. That's a house that's going to sell really quick because it's gorgeous. It's huge. It's 3,500 square feet on the golf course in a gated community. It's a beautiful house. This one, most of the houses there are like little rinky-dink 11 to 1,500 square foot homes built in 1940s, and they're 2 and 3 bedroom little homes that need some love and some loving. And I think I want to say I sold one around $750 a couple of years ago. So prices are increasing. All right, there you go. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. To all who have served, happy Veterans Day. And to all of us Marines, happy birthday. Semper Fi.